Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am going to show you how I achieve these beautiful highlights that you saw at the beginning of the video on this big, huge 7x7 lace closure unit. As you can see, as usual, I show you that my units always have combs and adjustable straps in them when you add it to the cart. You can also add the additional elastic band as well. And yeah, so we're going to jump right into the video on how I started to color this unit. As you can see, I have it sectioned off into 3 areas. I'm also going to be doing little small sections in between those, but that's what I'm starting with. I now have my bleach that I'm mixing up, and this time it's kind of watery. Then I have my brushes because I'm going to be combing through the unit. So this part is just basically the rigmarole. If you've watched one YouTube video or you know how to bleach, you know how to do the bleaching part of bleaching a unit. So as I said earlier, the bleach is actually a little bit more watery because I want to just go over and get through all the hair, and if it's really thick it's going to use a lot more product and just take longer, and I'm going to be coloring it like 2 times anyway, so at this point it really doesn't matter. I just want to get it all covered so I can get basically the black off of the unit, right? Okay, so that's what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm just putting it all over, and I'm going to do that through the entire unit. Also, the products will be listed below in the description box because I forgot to add a clip on which ones I use, but I will add the specifics down in the bottom, okay? So now that I have completed the bottom half, I'm at the closure now, and I'm just basically showing you how I'm parting out the section to have a lighter piece in the front. And as you can see, it's slanted down on both sides, and that's how I like to do it so that I can have some shadow root behind it. And pay attention to the slant is still on the lace closure, so all of the hair on the lace closure is not sectioned out in the front. And I'm just going to apply bleach to it and then let this sit for about 20 minutes for everything, and then it's going to change the color, and then this is what we have now. So this is the foundation of just getting the black off to where we can start applying color and bleach. And as you can see, this is what 20 minutes of bleaching gets you. It lifted the hair. The hair lifted very, very well, but it's, you know, a brassy orange color, but we're going to take those tones right out next. So here I have my 3 tones that I'm using. You can see for the bleach, I'm using a 40 volume developer. This is my color. Again, I will have the actual color down in the description box, but it's going to be like the brown mocha by Wella. And then I have a jet black by Revlon that I'm going to use to add on the roots because I don't want a 1B root. Again, the bleach is 40 volume because I want it to lift very, very high and very fast while I'm using the other colors. So this time I'm going to start at the front, because anytime you want the lighter piece in the front to be lighter than the rest of the hair, you want to go ahead and get that part done first so that it can process more, so it can be lighter than the back of the hair. So I'm right now just I'm blackening the roots using the jet black, because again, I want a very like extreme contrast of colors. Like I don't want a 1B root and then you can tell that I've added some colors to it, so it gives it like a brown appearance on the root. I actually want the roots to be very, very black and then go to the browns and the blonde tones. So I'm putting jet black on the roots of the top, which you'll see me do throughout, and then I'm going to go in and add bleach to the front of the closure first, this little section, so that it can bleach to be very, very lighter than the rest. By the time I'm done with this, it's going to be extremely light, which is what I want. So this is the process of how to do that. As you can see, I'm jet black, and then now I'm going to apply the bleach, and then I'm going to wrap this up in foil. You don't necessarily have to wrap this up in foil because it's going to bleach so fast anyways, especially with me doing the 40 volume developer. But I did because I thought, what if I had an ash tone and the jet black is going to ash it when I wash it out? But you'll see all that later. So yeah. Alright, so we're moving on to the back now that the front is done. And as you can see, again, I have it parted into 4 sections instead of 3 this time. But inside those sections, I'm going to be going into smaller sections because we want small highlights. We want it to be highlighted, unlike my other video where I show big chunks only at the top. This is throughout, so we don't want big ones. We want them to be nicely highlighted, look like it's very seamless, as if you went to a professional salon. So now you're going to make sure to comb through, and you want your hair to be completely flat. As you can see, the section that you're going to use, it's going to be flat. The motion that I'm using, which is a loop to loop, is what you're going to do throughout the hair. So you're going to be going in and out, in and out, in and out in a weaving manner. I'm going slow, but I'm just trying to show you. Once you do that, it separates into 2 sections. You have the top and then you have the bottom. Next, you're going to color the top and the bottom. This is what's going to give you your different highlights because you're going in between, as you can see. So on the top, I'm going to bleach, and on the bottom, I'm going to use the brown mocha color by Wella. You can choose any brown you want. You can go darker and then have more blonde highlights. You can go, you know, you can actually kept it 1B and then do blonde highlights, but this is the way you would actually highlight. You're going to be doing that weaving technique, so please pay attention to that. And you're pretty much going to do it over the entire unit, but I'm just going to show you a couple of sections of me doing it, and then we're going to move on and basically fast forward. But as you can see, I got the blonde on the top and then I have the brown on the bottom. Make sure to wipe your hands in between each one when you're transitioning to different colors, because you don't want to mix. When you mix a permanent hair color and bleach, it can turn it to the underlying color, which brown underlying colors are red and orange, and then black has like a greenish tint to it. So you don't want to mix bleach with the wet hair dye. When foiling, make sure to saturate very, very good. Like, make sure, don't be stingy on the bleach. Like, go ahead and make sure that you have your hair completely like covered in bleach when you foil, because it helps with the processing inside the foil. When it's dry, it won't process good, so make sure that you have a good amount in there. And as you can see, again, just doing the same thing. I'm weaving in and out, and then I'm coloring the bottom brown, coloring the top bleach. This is just going to make complete highlights, and you'll see that at the end it's going to be brown, blonde, brown, blonde, brown, blonde, brown, blonde, blah, 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 because I'm weaving in and out, and that's how I'm creating the highlights. Keep in mind that you need to move fast during this process. I'm showing you this, but I'm actually moving really, really fast because you have to think about the times in which you're bleaching. So we're using 40 volume developer, right? Which means that it processes faster than 30 volume developer, then 20, then 10. So if you wanted to, you could use 30 at the back and then use 40 in the front to help your processing time, or you can just move fast and keep it like going, which is why I don't show the entire clip of me doing this, because it actually takes time for me to stop and record this at a slower pace to show you guys. But I actually moved very fast, and I was able to complete the highlights within about 25 to 30 minutes. And this is something that you kind of need to do as well. So I really want you to get this and understand this, so I'm zooming in and slowing this clip down. As you can see, the hair is very straight. See how flat it is? It's not a lot of hair. I'm going to weave in and out to make 2 sections. I'm going to do it twice so that you guys can understand, because on this channel, I want you to understand. It's not a clickbait channel. Okay, we're going to get this. We're going to do it together. You can try it. Yada, yada, yada. So as you can see, I highlighted it. I sectioned it off and it made 2 sections. Now I'm going to do it one more time just so you can see. Again, even though I had big sections, I sectioned it off again so that I have this small, thin piece of hair. It's not super thick, it's very, very thin. Look at how I'm holding my hands, that I'm kind of like using my fingers in a scissor motion to clip and hold. Then I'm taking the end of my rat tail comb and I'm going in and out to create highlights. In, out, in, out. Dang, I actually didn't mean to slow it down that much, but you know, here it goes. Got it. Pull it up. Use your fingers to grab it and start bleaching and coloring. You can do this with 613 hair if you're trying to create like a pink and a green in between each other and highlight the wig pink and green. Like whatever you're doing to highlight, this is how you highlight. It does not have to be on black hair. It could be on whatever. This is the highlighting process. Okay. Now I'm about to zoom through this and get this over and done with because I have to move quickly. Then I'll show you what the entire unit looks like at the end and how I actually did the front as well. Alright, moving on to the closure, I'm going to do the same thing. You see how small my piece is? It's very small. But this time on the closure, remember I said I wanted jet black for the roots. I didn't do it throughout the whole unit because you won't see any of that at the back anyways. And this closure is 7 by 7, so it goes back 7 inches. So you're actually going to see a lot of the black in the back as well. So in order to not stain your lace, I know people say, you know, got to be gel, got to be spray, grease, oil, I don't know. However, that has never worked for me. I may try on my channel for you guys, but it don't work for me. Like I have to basically part section by section, super small, and just be super careful not to get color on the lace. And honestly, with jet black, I pretty much almost get some type of little spot on the lace. So, and if it's for sale, then I actually put on my website that there's like a small black dot on it, which doesn't affect how your lace will look. But you know, I just give the disclaimer if I mess it up, because I mean, if you've done this before, you just know. Like, you just know. So after I jet black the roots, I'm gonna do the same thing again, which is highlights and bleach. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing here, and I'll just let you watch that. What you're going to notice in this next clip, as I continue to color, is that I am going to be sectioning off a little bit of piece in the front towards the top of the closure right here, and I'm going to go down with my jet black. I'm actually going to extend the jet black a little bit longer than the rest of it because I actually want some separation and some depth into the unit. I don't want it to look like it's a lighter portion and then it just flows directly into the highlights. I want you to see that there's a block of like highlighted area, and then the highlights follow. So that's why I'm creating like some space in between, and then I'm going to finish it with brown. So it's going to come like jet black, and then it's going to go brown, and you know, to kind of give it just like some space in between the highlights. I don't want it to look like it's completely blended, and you'll see what I mean in the end. You'll see like the depth that it gives by creating just that little bit of jet black on the top, I mean a little bit longer, sorry, and then the brown, and then the rest I'm just going to continue to highlight as usual, brown, bleach, yada yada yada. Color videos are pretty much very back and forth, the same thing over and over again, and I would like to make these videos shorter, but I don't know how in detailed you guys would want me to go. So if you're okay with me making these shorter, please leave that down in the comment box, because I will definitely make these shorter. It would save me so much time, because creating these videos is a lot of work. Honestly, it's a lot of work. So yeah, let me know, talk to me. just to show you what it looks like, this is how blonde the front is. And this was only, it literally took me like 30 minutes. So look how blonde it is. It's going to be super, super blonde. And then this is the rest. So you have the brown hanging, then you have all the blonde wrapped up in foil. I'm going to place this under the dryer. I'm actually going to rinse out this blonde first in the front because I don't want it to process any longer because it can burn the hair. And then I'm going to let the rest of the hair sit in the dryer for about 25 minutes. And then I will show you what the end result looks like. Oh, and here it is. This is what the end looks like. It's super blonde pieces, like a 27 if you were talking about pack hair. Then we got like the mocha color, which is giving me like a number 4 or a number 2 sort of. And this is how it looks completely highlighted. Then I'm going to rinse this all out. And this is the finished product up close. It's super cute. I love, love, love. I said this summer I was doing colors, so the black is out for me. And I wanted to start with some brown and some golden tones and not just go straight, you know, blonde. And I love this. You can clearly see the color, the browns, the blondes, the black at the top, the ash tones in the front. There's no more orange in this unit. I didn't even have to tone it to take the orange out. The colors and the bleach did it for me. I love how the depth is that you can see here in the front, and it's just a pretty color. If you would like to see me curl and install this unit, make sure to check out the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.